Welcome back. Today I'm sitting down with Stefan, and Stefan is a part of our program, the Offer Publishers Path. And I wanted him to come on today to just share his experience with one of his first publishing deals, working with a creator. And I always love to do this with people with their first deals because there's so much you learn going through your first deal. We always say in our program that your first deal is your worst deal. They only get better from here on out. And so Stefan, he just is wrapping up the first launch with his creator that it just wrapped up being closer on 20,000. I know there's some payment plans and some other potential revenue coming in from there, but I wanted to bring him on to just share some of his lessons, what he's able to do, so that hopefully you guys can learn from it and see the potential of this model. So, Stefan, I appreciate you being here, man. Excited to ask you some questions.
Yeah, appreciate you for all the help that you're showing us on the Discord.
Let's go. Awesome, dude. All right. So, why get into publishing? Like, what were you doing before? What made you want to try this out? What did your journey look like up until this point?
Sure. So tried a little bit of SMMA and didn't see much success with that. And I was already every time I wanted to go into this marketing space, but I didn't know how to approach it, right? I wanted to start a business in this marketing field, and it didn't really work with SMMA. So I tried working with coaches as well, like similar to this kind of model, but I didn't have the right approach. I mean, I had few clients there, but didn't have many results. And um, I first time I heard about this model was in the in Alan's group, right? And that's what made me interested in hearing more about this because like the pitch was the pitch is extremely easy and you can convince anyone, right? Almost everyone. And this was the hardest part when I tried working with coaches and doing SMA. Like it was really hard for me to close someone, like to ask
Mm,
someone for money, and this made the whole business a lot easier, right? Because I know
yeah.
that once I had the deal on the table, right? I would do my best to serve the client, right? And I wanted to get to that point, but the thing that didn't allow me was the closing part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So uh, this had uh, this really interested me in this business model, and also the fact that you are the guy behind the scenes, right? So you're not the guru out there showing your face and things like that. Just making sure that the expert, the creator, right, is has a good marketing like campaign, things like that. And I think we should go into how I found her, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm curious, like this first deal. How do you find her?
Okay,
Was she in your existing network? Do you do cold email? What that everyone's different. What do you do?
okay. So I first started reaching out to people from US. I'm from Romania, and
Mm,
you and Mark said one time on a call that it's pretty hard to work with someone who's not in your country because the contract has to be pretty long. So I didn't want to go to lawyers to invest in the contract, things like that. And I said, okay, let's start with a little investment, which means that I should start with someone from my country, right?
yep.
And um, I didn't want to work with anyone from my country because Romania being a communist country, you can imagine the mentality that people have on business, and they're extremely bad. And that's why I wanted to work with people from US. But anyways, so I literally found 8 people on Instagram, and I reached out to them. 8 people. That's it. Um, and I didn't even want to work with someone from Romania, so I put very little effort in the cold email, right? Like I think 3 sentences, 4 sentences at max. Out of these 8 or 10 maximum, right? And out of
Yep.
these 8 people, 3 replied, and they're all in different industries.
Yeah.
Uh, and one said that is not interested in this sort of deal at the moment. One didn't reply, and one replied, "Hey, yeah, I'm interested." So I replied to her. I gave her the phone number, and I told her, "Hey," I told her, "Hey, give me a call on Monday," right? It was Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect her to give me a call back. So it was Monday.
That's crazy. You said have you're just like, yeah, just call me. It wasn't even like trying to book them in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the opposite. Usually it's like get in the calendar, lock it in, follow up
Like
50
this
times.
happened 2 times, and I don't know if this is a psychology thing that if you're not that stressed about getting a deal, that's the
Ah,
moment when you get a deal. Like
yeah,
personally,
true.
right?
Yep. Yep.
And Monday came, I was eating, and when I eat, I watch these YouTube videos, right?
Yeah,
And
of course. Uh,
she gave me a call, and she said, "Oh, you reach out to me, blah blah blah." And I don't like when people disturb me when I eat, right? So I answered the call and I said, "Oh, in 5 minutes I'll have a Zoom call. Let me finish the Zoom call and then I'll get back to you." So she said, "No, I also have 5 minutes to talk, right? So let's just talk now." And
Wow.
like I was not angry, but she disturbed me from from the video, right? So
That's so good.
um,
Yep.
I didn't even try do my best to pitch her. Like I just said whatever came into my mind. I just
Yeah.
explained in 5 minutes the this entire model.
Yeah.
And that 5 minute conversation ended up being a 15-20 minutes conversation, right? So the Zoom thing was actually a lie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
uh, but at the end, she said that I'm a pretty hard person to convince. I don't know what you said, but you convinced me. And I because supply and demand, right? I have a problem, you have a
Yep.
solution. So it sounds like a deal for me. Because
Yeah.
like that's what I'm saying, that the pitching part is not a problem. Most of them are going
No,
to
yeah, it's so easy. You're going to somebody who wants monetization, struggling to figure it out, doesn't have the time, and you're saying, I'll help you do that. In return, it's gonna be ownership or a cut. It's like, bro, what else you need to
Yeah,
say?
exactly. And you just say, hey, I'll pay for ads. I'll do the entire thing for you. I'll build everything. You don't have to pay anything. You just give me a commission back, like a percentage back of
Yeah.
from the business. Like saying someone, hey, do you want a Lambo, right? So now some people are going to ask, hey, does it mean that I have to give money from my own pocket to pay for the ads, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And this was my question as well, because this was the only thing that stopped me from doing that, because it didn't make sense. But I said, okay, let's just start and I will figure it out on the way, right?
That is so good. Like that's people who are getting results are winning. Like that's the mentality you have. Like my first deal, I don't know how to do splits. I didn't have a contract, nothing. It's like let's just start and we'll figure it out. It's like keep that momentum going. So I love that you did that. That's exactly why
Yeah,
you're moving
this
so
goes to
quick.
show that you learn more from practicing rather than
Yep.
studying. Because in the beginning, like for 2 years, I had to make sure that everything was perfect before. Like I had to make sure that the Notion is organized, everything, like every single thing before going to the business, and that's the wrong way to start, right? Because
Yeah.
you are never going to be like experienced, and you're never going to be ready for business. Uh,
Yep.
uh, and
So
so
she got the deal. She said yes.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah, we were on a Zoom call. I explained her in like 1 hour the entire process, or maybe 2 hours, and she said she agreed. And for the people wondering how if I put money from my own pocket to pay for that, we didn't get to the point yet, but this is how this is what I did. So first thing first, like I had the luck for this person to already have a course, right? Some people that you are going to contact, they might not have a
yeah.
product or course. This person has, and the thing that the most important thing is they already have an audience, so which means they have traffic,
Yeah.
which means they can sell something.
Yep.
So the strategy that I thought about was, let's just sell something using her audience, and then that money is going to be used to finance the next launch.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Organic to ads, like we always say, like you should not be paying out of pocket. Like you get the organic money to make you some, and then you're going in. It's like no startup costs. Instead of having to front the ads, test it. What if the offer doesn't work? It's like, no, that's what I always say, organic to ads. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's like getting free budgets for Facebook, right? To
Yeah,
write
true. That's
to
so
brand
true.
them.
That's a good way to look at it. Ad credits for free.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you lose it, it's like, oh well, it wasn't even like we didn't have the money in the first place. Like it's not
Yeah,
we just
that's
made
it.
we just generated almost out of thin air, it feels like. So it's a lot lighter, a lot easier to spend.
Yeah, and all these creators, they have so much money on the table. They just don't know how to pick it up, right, and put it in their own pockets. And
Yep. Yep.
that's why they need you, right, to close the deal with them and take care of this stuff.
That's
And
great.
then she had a website, and that she thought is a landing page, but is a website because she's not really into marketing. So I said, okay, we can't run the offer with your website. That is not a landing page. You don't have any copy. You don't have anything there. So a really good thing that helped me with this client was the community that you guys created, because in this community we can find other people that we can collaborate with, right? And this
Yep.
is how I found Rez. Shout out Rez for
Rez, shout
taking
out
care of
Rez.
the.
We'll have to bring him
Yep.
on someday. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. And so I reached out to him that I closed the client, so I need someone to build a landing page, because we needed a landing page, funnel. And he agreed. And then we started that. Now the thing was that we had a different, because obviously the landing page is done in Romania, right? So he had a pretty hard time doing that in English, but I had to be the translator there. So I gave him the copy in English. He built the page in English, then I had to translate the copy in Romanian.
Let's
So
go. There you go. Making it
yeah,
work. I love it.
and with this launch, we did like this. So the product is 2K, and I said,
Mhm.
okay, for the launch for 7 days, let's give them a 500 euros off,
Smart.
because it's also in January, and in January, there people are motivated, the gyms are
Yep.
full, right? So
Yep. Yep.
we just gave them an opportunity to buy something on with a promotional, right? And also another thing that we did, because here in Romania people don't have lots of money, so I thought, okay, like this can be expensive for some people, but let's just build payment plan for them, right? So the total is 2K minus 500 euros is 1.5 euros, and we build them 3 payment plans. They can pay in they can pay in full in two
Yep.
payments, like 2 months, 750 each month, and in 550 each month for 3 months. And then uh, we built everything. It took maybe 1 month and something, but only because it was the Christmas and the New Year's thing.
Ah,
So
yep.
that wasted, we wasted
And
so much time there.
and when you say we build, like I know you partner with Rez, who's one of our vetted contractors in the program that people can outsource stuff to. Were you more so just strategically brokering the deal, having Rez do more of the technical stuff, or what was your role? How did you guys divvy that up? Because I know it can go either way.
Yeah, so Rez took care of that. I gave him all the resources, like the pictures, the copy,
Yep.
everything. He took care of the funnel, the automations, everything. Like I
Dang.
didn't,
So you
I
didn't
don't know
have to be
what
good
he
at the
did.
funnels. You didn't have to be good at the automation.
No,
You literally just outsourced, and
yeah,
he gets part of the deal as well.
yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Uh,
I love that.
and everything was ready to go. She said that so this website that she had, she actually built paid someone a developer to build
Mm.
the entire website for with coding, using coding, and it took him like 4 or 5 months. And Rez actually built 90% of the funnel in 5 days. And when I showed her the website, she said, I can't believe that you have this website done in 5 days. Like the
That's
previous website
awesome.
was built in 5 months, not 5 days.
Yeah, yeah. They're used to these
Um,
traditional, like slow agencies, or they make it so complex, and it's like we can move so much faster. And like especially like the vetted contractors that we have, like, dude, it's high value. So even if you broker the deal, you take the broker path like you did, like they're gonna get high quality work. I'm like, what the heck? This is crazy. That's
yeah,
awesome.
exactly. So everything was ready. So I also wrote the emails. Andres
Hmm.
automated everything
Yep.
on Go High Level, and we started the launch. Now, one mistake that I've done was that I didn't I didn't tell her to say, hey guys, I have this product ready. We're going to launch in 1 week, like to kind of
Build up
intrigue the
hype.
people, to make them curious about the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just launched it. Like she just posted
Wow.
the
So
story out of
no
nowhere.
anticipation.
No,
Just
no,
dang.
no
It
waiting
was
list, nothing.
cold. Dang,
Yeah,
dude. That's risky. I like, oh, hey.
yeah. So she posted on, and the only marketing was just stories. That's it, and 2 posts
Yep.
on her feed. And first day, zero results. Second day, 1 sale, and I expected more sales because she said
Yeah.
that all these people are going to go crazy when I launch things like that. So I expected more sales, and on the second day, 1 sale. On the third day, 1 sale, and I said, oh, I have to watch the data. Something happens, right? So I watched the data, and we had like 50K in pipeline, which showed me that people are interested in that, but nothing really moves the needle. So I said, okay, I talked to her and I said, okay, you have to talk with all these people. You have to reach out to them. And because I tried to tell her, hey, just give me your Instagram account. Let me do the DM closing, right? And she said, no, because all these people know me, know my approach, know the way that I communicate. So they will be able to tell that it's a different person behind the keyboard. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
do that, and please focus on that because she's a really busy person. She has a business, she has a baby, so she
Yep.
doesn't have
Yep.
that much time to talk with people on the DMs. And
Yeah.
the moment she started um, talking with them, we closed. We had like days with 2, 3 sales, and that really moved the needle. So in total, in the first week, we did 12 sales, 1.5K each, like almost 20K dollars. Obviously, we didn't get all the money because 5 people, as I said, 4 or 5 people paid in 3 installments, things like that.
Yep.
But we're
Yeah.
going to get all the money because that's an automation on Go High Level. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and
A lot of build
it
up.
is like they're not going to not pay because otherwise they would lose the money up they paid upfront. And all of
Exactly.
them are
Yeah.
interested. They just didn't have the money because they
Yep.
were not prepared. We didn't announce anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You just went straight cold. That's awesome news. You ran the launch. Obviously, now I know we talked before that you guys are going to negotiating what we call the refine and relaunch and the scaling phase of taking the offer that you validated and making it to a new one. Or I know you mentioned you might take it more broad, and so yeah, that's gonna be super cool to see. But what going back like on this deal, what would you have done differently? Or would you say, no, I like learned, I'm glad I did it this way. Like, is there anything you'd change though for your next, like, your next deal? Are you gonna maybe niche down to a specific type of creator, a specific platform? How are you gonna do the deal structure? Are you gonna continue to broker? What are some things you think like looking ahead to that next deal? Because with this model,
Uh,
you know,
yeah. So for the next deal, I'd really like to work with someone who already has a YouTube channel, right? Because they are comfortable with the camera. So I don't have to ask that person to kind of record videos because that's what he or she does for a living. And it would be pretty easy when I ask them for the VSL, for example, because they're comfortable in front
mm,
of the camera. I don't really have to push them because I really on this deal I have to push her on to create content, right? She's more of an expert rather than an influencer. So she is really experienced in this field, but she's not an influencer. She doesn't really know how to attract organic traffic. So this is what we are fighting with at the moment.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, YouTube creators are great. Like you said, they're great on camera. You also can do like cool launches with them. I know like we talked a little bit about doing like a 3 or 4 day video series, and so I'm excited to see what you do for your next deal. And it's cool to see your first one started off so well. That gives you like a new sense like confidence. You're like, okay, I've done this
Yeah.
once. You like do it again. And that's why I think everyone just needs to start. Like a lot of people are like, what about this? What about this? Like, hey, like we have the processes, we have the templates, we'll give it to you. Just start. Just go out there, get a deal, get messy. Even if it goes wrong, it's like, hey, you learn some lessons and the next deal will be better. Your first deal is always your worst deal. And so your worst deal being a 20K launch is that's a
Yeah.
pretty good that's a pretty good baseline. So
One
what
more
would you
lesson I would say.
yeah,
Uh,
go ahead. No, hit
yeah,
it.
one more lesson I would say to people is that like I had luck, as I said, with finding her because in Romania she's the most experienced person in her field. So it's like me working with the person from the top of the pyramid, right? Allows me to work with anyone who's under her, right?
Hmm.
Because it's like if you have a deal with Mr. Beast, right? And then
Yeah.
the deal ends and you go to find make a deal with someone with 10 million followers, you can just say, hey, I worked with Mr. Beast, right? So you have this
Mm,
social proof. And by me working with her, I have the social proof to work with all other people that are not
yep.
that experienced because they look up to her, right?
Yep. Yeah. That's so nice. You use leverage it as like stepping stones, like boom, boom, boom. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what would you say if somebody's interested in this? Obviously, people watching this, they probably heard about it. They like the idea of publishing creators and owning their own offers. That person on the fence who's like a little worried, what would you say to them? Not even just about like joining our program, like whatever, just in general, just starting. Because we just want people to start. We want to get people out of, being a slave to their clients and not having ownership and having true freedom. So what would you say to that person?
Well, I can't really tell any business that's better than this one. A business model, right? Uh, you you're just there finding clients and then like building the Avengers team and coordinating everything. So
Yeah.
you don't really need experience. You can partner up with someone with experience. Like I partnered
Yeah.
up with Rez, right? And he did the funnel and things like that. So you'll get to a point where you just manage everyone, and that's it. On the other side, you also by working with an influencer or someone with that has an audience, right? You can do market research a lot better because you can just ask um, the influencer to to post a poll on the story, right? Asking people, hey, what are you are curious to find about, and this or that. So you can do market research a lot better just by asking the audience and to know,
Yeah.
like in the cases where they don't have a product, you know what people want, right? And
Yep.
uh, doesn't require investment, as I said. So
Yeah.
no,
And I was
no,
like, what? It's, you just start. It's like, okay, no investment. I mean, if you want to get as most, like maybe you buy a professional email if you wanted, right? You
yeah,
sure, okay, $12.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you
Like
probably get a free
maybe
trial.
for Go High Level, $97 per
Yeah.
month.
And then it's like, okay, free trial. Let's do 30-day free trial from affiliate,
Yeah,
run the launch, pay for it. That's what I
yeah.
love about it. There's so many workarounds. But I appreciate you sharing this, man. Thank you for being so open and honest with your journey. I'd love to do a follow-up episode on your next deals and as you scale it. Um, that's gonna be super cool to hear. And I appreciate you just encouraging everyone who's watching this. So thank you. And guys, if you loved this interview or got value from it, make sure to show some love in the comments below for Stefan and just hype him up and congratulate him for his success. And if you're interested in publishing creators, arbitraging their audiences, and launch your own offers without showing your face, creating your own content, or having to pay for ads, I'll make sure to leave a link below for you guys to learn more about this system. And we hope to see you inside.